I was going to say that there should have been a lot more floors that we were going through while murdering.
All of them would have been way cooler to see, except like you don't get like that split-second skin shock factor. And the one lady had pasties on the floor, so like she wasn't really into it.
Do you think the like gluttony floor where they all just like eat a bunch, do you think they're just shooting up GLP1s to stay really skinny?
Yeah, they're actually not immortal. They have really good healthcare and unlimited access to GLP1s.
Floor 5 is just a full service McDonald's.
And then right next to it a GLP1 bar.
Venus Williams is like, after the McDonald's, why don't we have some GLP1s?
Do you think that that'll be a thing? Like, you know, Vegas, there's like the IV bars. And then there's also like a GLP1 bar.
They just hook you up to a liposuction machine.
Oh, yeah. That could work.
Well, GLP-1s is killing the liposuction industry, and they're going to retaliate.
We need to do something here.
We've got to stop the GLP-1s.
They're too big to fail. We got to save the liposuction industry.
Michael, I'm offended.
What'd I say now?
It's what you didn't say, actually.
What didn't I say?
Because I cut my hair, and you didn't say anything about it.
I didn't look at you yet.
I cut like 6 inches off of my hair, like a noticeable amount.
Oh, now that you say something. Now that you mentioned it, yeah.
Well, welcome everyone to my new haircut, and to Michael being... I was going to say something mean, but you know what? I'll be the bigger person here.
I'm glad you're forgiving today.
Well, let's see if the devil is forgiving, because this week we watched They Will Kill You, about a cult and the devil.
And the most badass woman I think ever put to film.
Oh, dude, it seemed like in a lot of these shots she was doing her own action.
Oh, yeah. Like a lot, that whole first fight scene just seemed like they tried to shoot it like a one take, and she's into everything, and I'm like
either this is really good face replacing,
oh yeah, that could be it.
Or yeah, she was actually fighting.
You can tell by her shoulders and arms that she's an athlete.
Yeah, I mean the way she moves, she kind of seemed
got
like
around pretty good.
Either like gymnast training or something.
Well, and she also got covered in a lot of blood, so I think she was in the room when all this was going down, at least.
Yeah, she was probably there.
Yeah. She didn't have a change of clothes in that suitcase.
No, she packed light. She knows she was going for blood.
I did like that she took a second to put up her hair and put pants on and then continued the rest of the movie. That was nice.
Yeah, and they kind of did the Die Hard thing where she didn't have shoes on, but there was a reason for it. She cut her shoes in half.
Yeah, she cut one of them.
Yeah,
and
she cut the shoe in half.
In case you missed it, the camera panned to it and left it on the screen for 2 seconds and then said, you guys got to notice this. Look at her feet. Look at her feet. Look at her feet. We get it, guys.
Well,
we get it.
It's for stupid people like me who are like, 50 minutes into us. I'm like, why is she still not wearing shoes? Oh, right. They cut her shoes in half. I forgot.
Yeah. So this movie was one that we've been wanting to watch for a bit.
Yeah, this has been on my list.
I think this is technically a Steve recommendation.
Yeah, he
picked this.
This was a Steve pick because I wanted to take a left-hand turn from our being saved and going to heaven. Now we're saving people from a satanic cult. So it's kind of like the same idea.
Pretty
it's basically Left Behind in a different font.
Yeah, it was violent Left Behind. It was kind of cool.
No
But
planes though.
just like when I saw the trailer for this, it just seemed different. Like it seemed like funny, and it kind of went along the lines of that movie The Hunt that I thought that was really great because it was like different. They did like the comedy but still like actiony, like kind of horror stuff like, pretty well. And I think this one kind of followed suit with that. I'd be interested to see because I don't know who directed any of these, but I wonder if it was the same guy.
I didn't recognize any of the names at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Which is good. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Some different people are making different movies.
And I like, surprisingly, I like the fighting style where it was the camera work and just like the way they choreographed everything that made it very like theatrical, like movie stunt fighting on purpose.
Right.
So it was like purposefully over the top and very like unrealistic, but super cool to watch.
Well, I think all the over-the-top stuff matched.
Yeah.
Like, usually there's some kind of disconnect where it's like the guy can punch through a brick wall and then he hits a woman and her head isn't still there. Like, like
Yeah.
that type of disconnect where, you know, they cut somebody with a sword and it Kill Bill shot out. And then they kept doing it. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, this one, we're going to do a cool one. So people go, you know, and then they don't ever do it. Like, they kept it in the same vein the whole time, which was nice.
Right.
And she didn't do anything too crazy.
Yeah, no.
It was all cool. And because it was, like, she's not kicking that 340-pound guy 16
Right.
feet. But why not? You know?
Yeah, no, she had that shotgun to do that because that was sending people like fucking 50 yards down the hallway.
She drop kicked the guy. He goes flying backwards. Somebody gets shot with a 12 gauge. They go flying backwards. She lights an axe on fire. Like, it's all
Yeah, like
it's all too much on purpose.
right.
Then the axe on fire scene was the coolest.
Yeah, that was one of the coolest fight scenes I've seen put to film. Like, how have we not thought of flaming axes yet?
And not just that, but also the lighting in that scene was great because it started out really dark, and then as she kept killing more people and they started catching on fire, it get brighter and brighter with like how much fire is spread out throughout the room. So
Yeah, she
that was really
created.
cool.
She did her own lighting, which I'd ask for more money.
Well,
I got a star. I got a train. I got a star in this. I got to do all my own stunts, and I have to do the lighting.
Give me the award for best lighting director, please. Then thank you.
no, I thought what you thought when we got to that scene. Like, I thought she was gonna make a Molotov cocktail and just like light them all on fire, and that would have lit the whole room up for her.
Mhm.
But I'm so glad we went with flaming axe instead.
Yeah, but we were led astray by showing multiple bottles of vodka,
Yeah, that was the.
and it's Russian and it's Molotovs. Come on, but that's okay. That's okay. I wasn't unhappy. It was neat, and it was a fire axe, like the classic yellow handle, red tip
yeah.
with the hook on the back, fire axe.
Hmm.
So that was kind of neat.
That's nice.
They're pretty heavy.
Now, I also enjoyed the way they told the story. I think it was kind of cool because it wasn't a typical, all right, this is our backstory, this is everything you need to know, and then the time jump, and that's everything else from
Right.
beginning to end. We kind of had to learn, you know, as we were going. There were a couple of those, you know, title screens leading us into a different part of the story. So, you know, some of that can either go kind of well or it makes it too cheesy, but
Yeah,
they did it well in
It
this
can be
film.
very hit or miss, but I did like how they did this. And when we did get those flashback scenes, they were like, it was like a 2-minute long flashback.
Right.
We didn't dwell on it. It wasn't like a whole 15-minute segment.
We didn't get comfortable
Right.
back in time, and then we got to readjust again.
Yeah.
And the other thing with where the screen goes black and they put a word on the screen, they gave us a second to breathe before they did that. It was like very intense. Now she's catching her breath,
Mhm.
and we get to catch her breath, and then it did the cut.
Yeah.
It wasn't like as soon as the last axe hit, shoo, because a lot of time they rush that,
Right.
And it goes, okay, now I got to be here. Like, you don't get that time to let it.
Yeah, it's like I'm still amped up. She just cut a dude in half, and now I gotta be like, oh crap, backstory. All right.
And you just need 3 to 5 seconds to just be like, what the fuck happened? That was cool. I remember what happened. Next part. Okay, cool. Like, they
Yeah.
gave us just enough pause where we weren't like waiting for a jump scare, but it was enough time. It just fit well. So whoever did the edit, like, they just gave stuff enough space that needed space, and they didn't give space to stuff that you didn't need space.
It's the negative space, you know?
Well, even like her
The
getting in the
negative
shower, dress,
Yeah.
underwear, curtain. She's showering. We get it.
Yeah.
We get it. You know, we didn't need 2 minutes for her to take a shower. It was
Right.
like, okay, now she's in the shower. Okay, cool. Now she comes out of the room. You know,
Right.
it was nice. It was nice.
You know, I had a lot of fun with this one. It wasn't what I was like fully expecting. I didn't expect the giant pig head lady at the end.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
also glad I didn't see any of that because I think you showed me
Yeah.
the trailer or something, and I really don't watch I don't consume anything before I watch movies, and I'm glad they didn't put any of that. Like, obviously, you know, it's not a regular hotel.
Yeah,
Okay.
and like they had to
Mm.
set it up enough in the trailer where like they're like, oh, this is a house for Satan and blah 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 blah. So it's like you kind of know what you're getting into, and like they show a little bit of that first fight scene, but there's nothing.
Yeah,
about,
I
like
mean,
a big god.
I think they showed like the closet when they first try to get her,
Yeah,
and then they showed like the little kid stabbing her in the back,
yeah,
and then just like a couple really quick cuts. But yeah, they really didn't show too much. Luckily, most of the time movies like this give everything away in their
Yeah.
trailer, and it's like, what's even the point of watching your movie? But
yeah. If you're gonna give me every plot beat in your trailer, cool. You just saved me like $15 at the theater. I'll skip this one.
Yeah, and like it's cool that they didn't give away the, you know, she's basically going there to avenge her sister and try to save her. Like the whole story of it was news to us, I think.
Yeah, because all I really knew was lady gets a maid job at hotel. It's a bad hotel. She's got to fight her way out of it. And I was like, that seems fucking cool.
But then they give you more, and I do also like how they explained a bit, even though she was just like, yeah, I learned how to fight in prison. At least it's something where
Right.
a lot of times you get those movies that the main character is just unnaturally good at fighting for no reason.
Yeah.
And you're like, how did you get like that? And they're like, huh?
Well, that's for all those, all the people out there who are like, well, how come Rey can just use the Force? It's like, I don't know. She's a Jedi. Who gives a fuck? And like that
Yeah.
would be for all the people who watch this. Well, how'd she know how to cut a lady's head off? Like,
Prison.
come on.
She went to
Yeah,
prison.
You just give it one blanket statement. She was in prison, and you give us that quick little fight scene of her beating the shit out of like 5 women, and then you're like, all right, cool, I get it. She knows how to fight a group
Yeah.
off.
The little shank she gets stabbed with, and they're just like,
It's like,
Yeah.
all right, here we go, round 2.
I'd have kept it.
Yeah,
I'd have
kept
it.
it-
I don't
kept
know
the
why
shank.
you would let go of a weapon in a prison fight.
Maybe she likes
Okay,
using her
dude.
hands.
Yeah, but it was like 1v6. I'm keeping the shank.
I'm gonna shank at least 3 of them.
I'm keeping the shank, and they're all getting shanked, Steve. Not half of them. All of them are getting shanked.
No, see, by the time I shank the first 3, the other 3 want to be my friends because they don't want to get shanked no more.
One thing there was that
yeah.
there was no chanting.
oh, like
Oh.
satanic
There was no
cult
chanting.
And there wasn't like a tub in which they drain her into to make a blood sacrifice sort of thing. Like usually there's like a thing that like the blood
Tape-
drips
yeah,
down.
There was no blood well. There
Yeah.
was no blood well.
Yeah, there's no well for the blood. So I was like, where are they going to do the sacrifice? Like, what's the whole... They didn't really go into a ritual
Right.
around the sacrifice. They're just like, she just got to die.
Yeah, they were dressed
That's
for
all.
it though. They were dressed for
Yeah.
a ritual.
Yeah.
But I love this trope in these movies, like the almost like the dumb cult where like none of these guys have ever had to deal with something like this before, so they're all kind of like bumbling over each other. They don't really know what to do, and like there's another movie called what was it? You're Next, where it's the same thing, where it's a bunch of
Mhm.
like rich people trying to kill their family, and like the killers are like idiots. They're like running into each other. There's no coordination, and like I love the one lady keeps getting killed by our main character, and she's just like, "Will you stop killing me?"
Right,
And then
she-
she's like, "Just stay dead, then," and blows her head off.
Again, because she lost her head like 4 or 5 times. in
Yeah,
that movie.
they just kept cutting this girl's head off. It was
That,
hilarious.
that was pretty cool when they first revealed the immortality thing.
right.
And all the family members come back around after she just cut all their heads off and like killed all of them. We're like, wait a minute, they're alive now. And the guy puts his head back onto his body.
That beginning fight when she puts the lamp wire in her mouth and electrocutes the lady dragging her, and she's like, holy motherfucking shit, all right. And then just proceeds to run into the closet. We're like, what the fuck was that?
Well, she was drugged. She was half drugged. Then a lot of, $1.20 stings a bit. And then she freaked out. I'll be. I need 8 seconds. I need 8 seconds.
Let me catch my breath.
Okay, where am I? What's going on?
But
she just sends that dude flying into the bathroom. This shit's so funny.
What you're saying, again, I think that's like a spacing thing. Like each family member came out of the room, and we were just as confused. Like we got to be confused while she was confused. We got to learn the things while she learned it. They didn't take separate time to go, well, she already knows this, but we have to explain it to the audience. It's like, just show us.
And
just show us.
The effects in this scene, like, I don't know if it was like reversed. Like, it looked like they literally like pulled like the hand off and then reversed the footage to make it look like the hand was like reattaching. Like some of these reattachments with like the head and the arms, like it was really well done.
Yeah, it was just a different style. Like it wasn't goop. Like it didn't turn into a liquid and then come back. It was like
it didn't.
Fiber strands, muscles, ligaments that were going back in. Obviously, they didn't really pull anybody's head off.
Yeah,
wait, they didn't.
No.
Like they didn't actually sign a contract with the devil.
Because like
they didn't do it.
It just didn't look like CGI. Like it looked like a practical like rubber hand that like they filmed somebody like pulling off and then reversed it just so like everything reattached. Like it was really freaky looking.
Everything like that nowadays is a mixture of both. So they're able to get it look real because it is something real, but they can just manipulate it better and not make it that like CGI shiny anymore.
Right.
They got rid of the shiny like 5 years ago, and some of it, and that's another thing too. Like if you let a studio that does stuff like that and they have artists and you let the artists do their job, and I bet they gave them enough time and enough resources to do it well. Wow, it turned out real great.
Yeah, because like all the practicality stuff that they do in this, like there's a lot of like dummies with their heads cut off and they're shooting blood out of these things. Like it's really cool. And then to see like when the guy's going for the gun and she cuts his leg and hand off in the same slice and it just like starts spurting blood like crazy.
Yeah, I think all the spurty blood stuff was practical. Like it looked like they literally just had a little spray thing of blood,
which is great. We've been saying this for years. It's like we'll go back and watch some 90s movies, be like, why the hell is the CGI better 25 years ago? Right. And then now it's like the stuff that you can do practical, when it's done practically, it's just it's cooler because it's a fucking movie.
Right. And like just the way they film this, like it reminds you of like those old like samurai movies where like, you know, he swings his sword and all of a sudden like a huge fountain of blood shoots out of the guy. Like it was really cool.
The like camera zooming in on her holding the sword out and it like goes all the way around her.
Yeah, and it's all like fish-eyed out. Like it's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's classic samurai movies. And especially the even how they like filmed the dialogue before the fights is it's like, well, the good guy's got to be over here, and then the bad guy's got to be over here, and then this guy says something, and then they fight, and so that was kind of neat because she had the samurai guy on the lighter. Like there was several nods to, you know, the building blocks for these type of movies.
Yeah.
But those old samurai movies, like the finishing in a pose, and
I was gonna say some of those, some of the kills that she does, like especially at the end there where she cuts the lady's head off for like the last time. And it's just like that quick motion. She's ending in the pose, and then it like cuts to the person's perspective as her head falls off. And it's like, okay, cool. That's right out of a samurai movie.
The wide shot with the guy about to get sliced, and the sprint forward.
Yep.
And then finishing. Like that's classic black and white Japanese movies, and it's cool to see. It's cool to see movies get made today. And they're doing things that have been done for 100 years now, but they don't ruin it, by
Yeah.
going, well, we weren't trying to copy it. Like, yeah, copy it. It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
it's
allowed
an
to.
homage.
That's why they did it.
Yes. I was gonna say, yeah, you're allowed to, have homages to things like without it being copying. Now, if you're gonna do like a shot-for-shot remake of one of those movies and be like, it's different, and no, it's not.
Yeah.
That's the same movie. Like, you're not drawing inspiration from it. You're just recreating it. Like this, I think took a lot of inspiration from a lot of different. Like, there's Tarantino in here with some of the dialogue and the way like the blood works. Like, there's old samurai movies. Like, some of the it almost looked like a music video for some of these shots with the way like they kind of filmed it. So like there's a lot of different stuff in this movie, and it's not what I was expecting at all.
I also mentioned that it's kind of Scott Pilgrim-y in
Yes.
obviously there was a lot more like graphics and stuff on the screen with Scott Pilgrim, but like just like the fighting and the almost anime like
Yes.
in some of the cases.
Yeah, like especially her jumping with the flaming axe and the table gets split in front of her like perfectly.
It's a video
and,
game
like,
cutscene.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yep.
Like I could see somebody doing that. Like Kratos has probably done that at some point, like thrown a rock at somebody and then cut them in half. Like it's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean this I'm glad we finally got to watch this one.
It was very good. Yeah, and it is one of those movies that I honestly might not really go back to it anytime soon because I'm trying to get something more out of it. Like, it's more of a popcorn movie
Oh, 100%.
than it is a let me watch this again so I can learn more about the back. It's not like that.
Yeah.
I got the whole thing.
Yeah, you'll understand it
I get
in one
it.
watch.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
if you have regular action movie in your head, like after the first fight scene, you should be like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Because if you think it's gonna be classic, like, fisticuffs the whole time, it's gonna be a good versus bad. Like, yeah, it's got all that stuff, but it's not what you're expecting, especially if you only watched like whatever trailer we watched
Yeah.
was good. It didn't ruin the story. It gave us some cool stuff. We're like, okay, well, she's got blood all over her now, so she's probably gonna be fighting. And then when you get into the movie,
Mhm.
and it's like, oh, she gets covered in blood in the first 8 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's no way she can fight for an hour and 20 more minutes. And then that's what she does, and it's kind of cool, and they don't waste your time.
That I want to kind of build off because the last thing I want to say is like the action scenes don't like overstay their welcome. They're not too long. It's not just nonstop fighting. Like there's breaks in between. We get those flashbacks. There's dialogue. There's important stuff that happens, and then we get these insane fight sequences to kind of break that up. It's not like something where like the most recent like John Wick, where it's like a 30-minute action scene and I'm like, I'm exhausted. Like, it's cool, but I'm like, I was done like 10 minutes ago.
And we don't know where the story needs to end in that building.
Right.
And we're on the way there with each fight sequence.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's the hotel room, the hallway, the underground, or not underground, but like between the floors passage.
The
Right.
fuck floor.
The fuck
The
floor.
fuck floor.
There's an elevator taking you somewhere else, and then a fight in another room, but there's a purpose to
Right.
why the fight is somewhere different. And when that fight's over, they leave that fucking room.
Yeah, and
So
it's done.
movement. There's movement to it, and it makes it feel like obviously they didn't put cameras in a whole hotel and film this
Right.
movie. Like, obviously it was done on sets and stuff like that, but it felt like you moved through a building.
Right.
Where some is it's just like they were just in that room. They were just in the same exact room. They're still in the same room. She's fought the same people like 6 times in this movie, but it was never the same twice because they kept some movement
Yeah.
in it, which carried it along. And then obviously the end is where we see like the cult comes to a head. and
Yeah.
and there's a reason. There's a reason why they were fighting in each place. Like, go through these tunnels. This is the elevator that takes you here, and then another fight, and then more movement. That I really enjoyed that because a lot of fight scenes are just like, we're gonna be on this street for
the next 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did think it was kind of interesting how they put Satan into a pig's head. I guess because he doesn't wouldn't technically have an earthly form, so he had to put himself into a pig head. But it was kind of interesting that that's what they went with. I kind of thought that by the end, an actual real form of the devil would come out to fight her, but he never did. He kind of just gave up with the pig head.
It was kind of nice though, because a couple of those things was pretty sound with what they did. You see the shadow, and in a lot of old stories, and even Nosferatu, the shadow is from another realm,
Right.
And then the pig he takes control of the swine.
Yeah.
And you're just oh, that's cool, because you see him come from the other realm into what we can perceive as a shadow, and takes control of something that now can interact with the other characters.
Right.
And I like that. Then the shadow shape leaves your imagination completely open to it, and it doesn't ruin it by showing a full monster.
Yeah.
Which is
true.
cool. Yeah,
because you even said I hope they don't ruin this right now,
Mm-hmm.
whatever they're about to do.
When that hand came up to the glass, I was like, if this is cheesy, I'm gonna freak out.
Because I gotta be honest, if it was a full on demon, I'm this movie was over the top, but I think that would have sent it a little too over the. I think the pig head was the
was
perfect
the right
amount of
amount.
silliness, but still all right, I guess that could be a little creepy.
Yeah, and I mean it related it to their masks that they were wearing,
Right.
and the whole pig thing.
Yeah, swine's a popular.
Yeah, they knew when to
Depiction of
step on the
evil,
gas, and then they knew when to kind of break it off just a little bit to keep it fun, but still not too crazy.
And what I think would have totally ruined it is if it's okay, so here's these people that haven't really been challenged for 100 years.
Right.
So she's going to fuck them up because they're people that aren't practiced at her skill level.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she's going to beat the shit out of them 6 times.
They've never been to prison.
Exactly.
She's been to prison. So.
But then they put a demon in that room, and now the unbelievable story that we believed becomes stupid now, because we're well, no, we get why she was beating. That guy's 100 years old, and they only mentioned 2 people that were a problem.
Right.
So they've only had 2 challenges in 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're going to fumble a little bit on that and get whacked 6 times. But as soon as you put a demon in that kind of environment, you go, okay, I can believe that she bashed all those people.
Yeah.
And then they proved it 3 or 4 times that they were just relying on numbers and that nobody could leave. And eventually, because we can't die, we're going to get you.
Right.
But then you put a demon in there and you're okay, well now you got me to believe immortality, satanic cult, and she's fucking all these people up. But now you put a demon in the room and you ruined it because she's not they didn't have those in prison to practice. So I was really glad they didn't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it came full circle pretty well. I did enjoy the sister storyline too of, she came around where she was yeah, I mean, they took me in and they gave me a room to stay in, and I got these cool earrings, so I thought maybe I'd hang with them for a while.
I liked how she took the place, and this is getting very biblical now, but the older sister took the place of the original sacrifice to spare the sister, and then the sister has a change of heart and sacrifices herself. So they were both willing to give the same amount for the other, and
that's why they both got to live.
And that's why the story was very nice.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of funny because I'm just oh, look at all these themes I'm noticing, and it's fun when they make movies and they follow some kind of thing that already exists in the world. People know those kind of good and bad stories, so nothing was a surprise, but it was all a surprise.
Yeah, it wasn't obvious, but it wasn't oh, that's an interesting way to do the story.
Then the silly guy in the car, being because we're all thinking, like, hey man, you don't want to know what happened. Then he goes, actually, you know what? Don't tell me. I don't want to know. And then just drives the car.
Yeah,
That's kind of a nice way to pin that kind of story. And then
I just realized who that guy was. He's in the Insidious movies. He's one of the the paranormal guys. I was like, who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah,
he looks so familiar.
He carries that box around.
Yeah.
Get the ghosts. But
Yeah, he's always eating a candy bar when he gets introduced.
newer shot of a New York City skyline.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
They had some of the newer buildings from this decade in the New York City skyline shot, because a lot of times they just use old stock footage and then doctor up the lighting and whatnot, and then just paste where their movie took place, like somewhere in the city. So you go, hey, that's the building we just saw the movie in.
Drones are a lot cheaper than they were at one point.
Yeah, you don't need a giant crane to get those shots anymore.
Yeah, but I haven't really seen like a skyline shot of a city in a movie for a while. And they did a lot of, and I know we're missing some of the homages or inspiration draws, but that was kind of a neat one to end with the sun and you know on a city skyline, and it was a new, like, you can see the new architecture in New York. Like, you can go and see that blue and white building or whatever.
Also, nice. You can tell that this was totally one night, because, you know, she wakes up at 3 a.m. to them trying to get her, and then by the time she leaves the building, it's like
the sun's coming up.
It's just daylight. So it's only been a couple hours. And so it feels like real time. Obviously it's not, because the movie's only an hour and a half, whatever, 2 hours. But like it feels like you're going through time with them at the same rate, instead of it being like a crazy jump or like, you know, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's just a one crazy night movie, and
Yeah,
it's good. It's set in one place. We're not going everywhere. Like, we're not roaming all over New York. It's in one place. We end in that one place, and then when we finally get to leave, then, as Michael said, you get your nice New York shot. But I actually really enjoyed this. It was like just what I wanted out of a silly like action movie. Like, it's been a while since I've seen something like this where it's got all the blood, it's got all the fights, it's got everything I could possibly want out of an action movie, and then adds like a fun twist on it with like the whole cult aspect. So like, you're not gonna get anything crazy out of this. Like, you're not gonna change your worldview from this.
Well, unless you want to buy a hotel and start a blood cult.
Yeah, I mean, that's totally possible. But it's definitely, I'd say it's worth a fun watch. Like Danielle said, it's a popcorn movie. You're not going to be disappointed by watching cult members get cut up. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that I don't have complaints about. Like, everything was it was great. I mean, it's fine. But I'm also not saying it's the best movie ever. You know, it's like
it's like watching like your favorite movie. It's not gonna break any ground for anybody else, but like for some reason, like it's just fun. It's a fun thing to do, and you're not gonna like nitpick this one to death. You're just gonna go, oh wow, that was cool. I wish I could cut a dude in half while jumping through a flaming hoop.
They put enough stuff in it where you don't want to nitpick it,
right?
Which I feel like a lot of movies will focus on one or two things really heavily. And then you go, okay, well, since you focused on this so fucking much, we're going to nitpick it now.
Yeah.
But this, it had a little bit of everything. There wasn't too much dialogue. There wasn't too much fighting. The amount of blood that poor lady lost, though, was a lot. It was a lot. She was
good thing she was immortal there for a few minutes.
I know. That's what I said at the end. I was like, it's good they both had a chance to be immortal for like 12 seconds just to heal up, and then they could leave. That was nice.
All right, now I'm not immortal anymore.
Right.
I'm like, keep that piece of skin though, just in case, you know, if you need to write your name on there as well, you know. Then
if she just would have written the name a little smaller, they could have both been.
I was gonna say there's space. You could fit a few more names if you get like a really fine pen.
Yeah.
You know?
The list being the skin of the pig head, that was cool.
Yeah.
And also it was funny that it was like a pencil.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, I don't know if
the earring was like, so it's like you go into a bank and it's on that chain.
Yeah.
It's
like, is the pen special or like?
I think it was the devil controlling the pig head.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. But also, I thought that you would have to write your own name, but I guess you could just write whatever name you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for each name, there needed a life.
That's true.
Because
That's true.
I mean,
For it to stick.
yeah, because she had to kill her husband or else she died. So it's like something's got to give. But that's a movie for a different time.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to say?
Nah, it was good.
It was good.
It was
Alright.
good.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah. Check it out if you like that kind of action movie. And we'll see you guys in 2 weeks for another one.
Goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye.